All right, wonderful people, lovers of freedom. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to each and every one of you. Welcome back to Let's Talk TV, your one and only YouTube platform, where they're giving a back-to-back update on how things to be, on how things to Çlăšh for Biafra land and beyond. If you're joining us for the first time, remember to subscribe and turn on your notifications too. Also, remember to like and share this broadcast as it is hot. All right, the latest one with the boss brains at the moment. Yes, Enugu community has lamented on the destruction of crops farms by Fulani headsmen. And people, these are the set of people that we've been talking about that we need to actually leave our premises. We've been talking about it, how these people need to leave. But of course, anytime we say it, it's as if that we are not being accommodating, but we know that these people are just evil. Everything about them just screams evil. That is what it is, and that's the truth of the matter. Now, these are the details of this news. The man, he said that the man narrowly escaped as seen in videos by a witness Amechi Ugoji shared on his Twitter handle. He's a resident of Eziama Agobu, or in Ezagu local government area of Enugu State, were thrown into chaos on Tuesday when herdsmen abducted a man and his wife and son while they were collecting firewood in the bush. The man narrowly escaped, as seen in videos by a witness, Amechi Ugoji. A community leader who spoke in the video expressed distress over the incident, highlighting the ongoing issue of cattle destroying their crops and agricultural farms. He appealed to the Enugu state government to intervene and address the alarming rate of farm destruction, seeking protection for their means of livelihood. Of course, this is what we always talk about, that these people need to be cleansed out. But of course, their so-called governor, Mba, will not always do what is needed and is not even in support of anything that concerns Biafra. He does anything he wants and does only what would benefit him. That's just the truth of the matter. The community leaders the incident has sparked concerns and fear among the agrarian community who rely on their farms for survival. The community leaders' plea for government assistance aims to ensure their safety and the preservation of their agricultural resources. The man narrated, "What happened today is that we cultivated this agri farm. We decided to fence it with bamboos before we shared it among ourselves because cow destroys our crops. When we started fencing the farm, the herders came and started asking us what we were doing because they would come back and remove the fence. True to their threats, today they came and destroyed the fence. So while they were destroying it, we got information and came and pursued them out. They attacked one of our brothers with their sticks and told us that they would return. After we pursued them, one of our sisters and her husband went to fetch firewood, and from there they seized the husband. So the wife and son escaped and ran home to tell us." Also narrating how he miraculously escaped being slaughtered, the victim said that they were accused of killing their cow, a charge he vehemently denied. Of course, our dog came, my wife and son escaped and came to make a report that I was seized by Fulani headsmen inside the bush. My wife escaped with my son. When I was exchanging words with them, asked them, "Will you kill me and kill my wife? For what offense?" At that point, I didn't know that my family had already escaped to come home and give information on how to rescue me. When the herders discovered that my family had escaped, they apparently sensing danger, they released me. When they released, I was calling my wife and my son, but they were nowhere to be found. That was when I knew that they had escaped. The farm the herders destroyed is located at the place called Agric in Eziama Agobu. And these people are becoming a very big terror to everything that we hold dear. And if we do not take things seriously at this point, it's going to enter another thing and we are going to suffer for it in the nearest future. And that is why we need to do something about it now. And that is why the PM keeps on saying a whole lot of things concerning this set of people, these Fulani people. They are not people you should even be living with or eat with or stay in the same vicinity with, because one day they can decide to wake up and kill you, and their plan, which is and has always been, is to take over everywhere, is to colonize and just to take lands. That is what their aim is, and we will not let them do this. This is not, our land is not for the taking. That is why the Biafra Liberation Army is on a mission to make sure they are cleansed from our land. That is the truth of the matter. We are not going to let them just wake up one day and decide to enter our land to do what they want. No, We are not going to let that. My people, that is just the truth of the matter. We can continue. And being done by this same man that we are claiming that he's against the Biafra movement. He's against this, he's against that he's against this, that he's causing unrest in Southeast, he's doing this, he's doing that. My people, I just want you to know that it's not possible. None of it is even close to being possible because he is working tirelessly. The amount of people they send against him, the amount of people that have wanted his arrest, even the time when they succeeded one way or another, they said there was a rumor that he was arrested and then he was released, and everything that comes up, it all ends up to be a lie. It all ends up to be false. It all ends up not happening because this man is protected by the Finland government, and the Finland government is in support of everything he's doing. And I would like to tell you that even the Finland government would know they would not support anybody that would be causing unrest in another state, and they will not even let him stay in their country if they found out that, or if they know that this particular man, this is what he's doing. But they know the fight, they know the roots of every single thing, and so because of that, they are supporting him. This particular movement is not a movement that anyone can just wake up and do and go to a foreign state and stay. If you are that kind of person that you are doing that side of thing, be rest assured that the country would investigate you before allowing you to stay there, especially in a country like Finland. If a Finland country would investigate you to be sure that nothing of such is going on, or you're not causing any of such, that whatever you're doing is actually up to your right and is what you can rightfully do, which I am sure that they have done properly on him, and they have verified that this particular person is doing nothing, just like the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was doing absolutely nothing wrong but fighting for the movement. But of course, this particular thing is what they would use to sway people in Nigeria. They would use to sway Igbo people in Nigeria, make them think that he's the worst enemy of all, and say so many rubbish against him. I would even come up and say that if since he's outside the country, he should come back. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the few times he came back to Nigeria, the very first time he came back, they arrested him. That was the first thing they did. And you expect him or anybody fighting for their freedom to come back to Nigeria. It's not possible. If we have a history of letting people that are fighting for their nation be in the country and be safe and every other thing without getting arrested, then the possibility of them coming back or staying or being protected in their state is there. But then any time that this set of people find themselves or get themselves in the country, they are arrested. Do you expect the PM, Simon Ekpa, not to learn from the previous things that had happened and decide to be in a state that would really, really protect him from anything that is going on? Of course, he has found that state, and that state or that country is Finland, and that is why he's with the Finnish government. And as well, it has ended up that the main president or the person in charge at this point has ended up to be a very close friend of his, close to his best friend. And they are all working towards everything that would make sure that the Biafra movement is something that actually works out at the end, and not just something that people would hear about and not know what is happening. But my people, what I am here to remind you of is that this movement is as real as anything should be. The movement that is being made by the PMBRGIE is one of the biggest and one of the most valued by the true Biafrans that know that the fight is real, and that if we stop fighting, the day we stop fighting is the day we start ending whatever it is we want for ourselves. And so this is what is expected of Biafrans, not to avoid, not to ignore, not to lay down or to forget whatever it is. You are expected to do the needful. Stand steadfast, be ready at any point in time, because you do not know what's next and what is going to happen next. And so you are expected to be strong, and do the needful. Every single thing. I don't believe there's anything you're passing through now that there's people in the past that fought for this particular freedom have not passed through, that did not pass through. There are those that went through the main civil war, and there was a war, a real war. And it so happened that at the end, since we are still in one Nigeria, you would call it the fact that we lost. But of course, we are going at it again, and we are going to win. We are hoping that the best would happen in our coming up and doing the needful things that we need to do. And so, my people, it is one of the important things that we need to do with anything that concerns the Biafra movement. And so that is what it is. So yes, my people, this is what we'll come to the end of this particular broadcast. Thank you for joining us. Remember to subscribe and turn on your notifications too. Thank you.